Hello, BW. Welcome to the Brass City Comic Convention. Now in its second year, the Brass City Comic Convention is a small convention, lasting only a few hours and one day, taking up one room. There are no panels and no cosplayers. There were a number of vendors, including the hosts, Legend of Superheroes, and some local comic creators. Most of them are self or independent publishers, but there were two larger names there. We'll meet them later, but here's some of the comic creators you may not have known about before.
My name is Dan Moser. I'm the writer and creator of Naugatuck Soldiers. It's a new graphic novel out from Arcana Comics. Check out the first chapter online for free at naugatucksoldiers.net.
What's it roughly about?
It's kind of like Lord of the Rings meets X-Men. It's basically about a bunch of outcasts that have to band together to save their little island nation.
What's your target genre age group?
Basically all your Harry Potter fans, all your Lord of the Rings fans, so anyone from like 15 up to 30s and 40s.
So you wouldn't let your 5-year-old read it?
I wouldn't know.
No.
People getting their heads cut off and stuff like that.
Okay, no. Yeah. Not for your 5-year-old.
Not for 5-year-old.
15-year-old, okay.
Yeah, but I feel like the guys, like the people that are fans of Game of Thrones on HBO nowadays will probably get into this. Guys that are watching Spartacus, I think it's that whole fantasy genre written more for adults than kids.
So how long have you been making comics?
This is my first book. I've been working on this for basically 5 years. My artist is a kid, Pablo Patino from Argentina. My colorist is Ed Bola from the Philippines, and my letterer is Kel Nuttall from Alaska. Found them all through digital webbing. It's all been an online experience of sending files back and forth and collaborating on it all. So it's a lot of fun to do, but it's a lot of work.
I am representing Dread and Alive, put out by Nicholas De Silva out of San Francisco. This is a story that was the first one to show a Jamaican protagonist out there from Jamaica on the mountains there, and it's a story showing a superhero who has some secret powers from an amulet and he's out conquering Babylon, trying to take down the people who are injured and harm
The lady was more uncomfortable talking in front of the camera than I am, but she sold the comic pretty well off camera. Dread and Alive tells what would happen if Wolverine was Jamaican instead of Canadian. Here's the solicitor for the first trade has to say. When cultural anthropologist Philip McIntosh is summoned to the maroon village of here's the text on the screen, Jamaica, to investigate a series of unexplained deaths, he brings along his wife and 7-year-old son Drew McIntosh. Once inside the Forbidden Cockpit country, their visit is anything but tranquil as they soon find themselves in the midst of a spiritual battle between good and evil. From what I can tell, Dread and Alive seems to be a novel that Nicholas De Silva wrote, which he decided to turn into a comic. The art is amazing in the online preview, and from what I saw at the convention. I planned to pick up an issue to review, but didn't get back over there after my interviewing rounds. Lizzie, the girl at the con, said that this was intended for all ages, probably edging towards older audiences from what I saw. There also seems to be an environmental bend from the cast descriptions. Well, as long as it doesn't go all Captain Planet on us, that's not necessarily a deal breaker. Check out the site and decide for yourself.
USTC board, among being the last printing editor at Charlton Comics at one point back in 1985-86. I'm currently the publisher and editor of Naugatuck Comics. This is one of our titles. This is called Shockwave. It's an anthology title, so we've kind of changed it up issue to issue as to the different types of genres in comics, that type of thing. This first issue has a sci-fi theme to it. It also has superheroes, that type of thing. We also published The Philistine. If you remember the character, it goes back to also like the late 80s. It was published by a company called One Shot Press. And they never finished it, so we decided to finish it. And we finished it. And actually, if you ever see the movie Chasing Amy, The character is actually prominently featured in the last bit of the movie. One of the characters, Ethan Suplee, if you look over his shoulder, you'll see a big banner that says "Batman is up, read the Philistine." And the writer of the Philistine is in the shot as well. He's a filmmaker by the name of Mike Mangelo. He's done quite a few number of smaller independent movies, but he also created the Philistine. The Philistine has been optioned for feature film production. Hopefully we'll get to see it sometime in our lifetimes. The Hollywood process is a slow one. Anyway, we also have a few other titles that we'll be coming out with over the next 12 to 18 months. One of them is called Vagabonds, which is kind of a spill out from a series that we're developing now called Schism. The whole idea of Schism is basically the basis of it is, where do ideas come from? Let's assume that there's a place in the universe where all the ideas spill from, and the ideas are delivered to us basically by creatures who are not unlike the muses. So they inspire us to create, even though these ideas are already pre-thought of and just put in our brains to produce. Well, something goes wrong, and that whole process is damaged. So it can probably be seen a little bit allegorically as to how the market is these days versus how it used to be. The golden age where things were being created and comics were good, and now comics are changed kind of from what they are. Some people still think they're great, some people think that they're not as good as they used to be. So it's up to a bunch of characters from all different genres to come together and basically make it better, make things better. As a result of what happens in that particular miniseries, the Vagabond starts, and there's a whole bunch of characters from all different genres that all end up in this place, and they don't know where that is, and they're trying to get home, but they have to kind of all work together in order to get home, and that's the basis of that series. We're also doing another series called Blackthorn, which is kind of a imagine Mission Impossible with a bunch of heroes. They go out on missions that nobody else wants to handle. If there's a problem, the government doesn't want to know anything about it. We had nothing to do with this. But the government, of course, is 100% behind it all. In this particular instance, there's a major incident that happens, and all the heroes are basically pulled out of the carpet. The government's saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be there. Why were you there?" And they're like, "We knew we were there." So now they're on the run and trying to clear their names and make things right. So very, very like conspiracy type of that should go out sometime before.
So who's the target audience and age group for these titles?
Well, I mean, everyone will always tell you we're for the 18 to 33 demographic. We're looking for, honestly, we want comics to be enjoyed by anyone who loves comics. So if it's a little kid, if it's an old man, they should all be able to enjoy it. We don't have anything in our repertoire that's like of an adult nature. So they should be pretty much all general audience comics. We don't dumb them down, but we don't try to make them highbrow. We're not Fantagraphics, but we're not Marvel either. We're not trying to only cater to certain anyone that enjoys comics enjoys the art form, enjoys stories like we used to when we were young. They should be able to read that comic and pick it up, read it. There's nothing too dark about any recital. It's nothing too light. If you remember the old Captain Marvel comics, they could be very lame, and that's the direction we're going in without making them like cartoons. So that's pretty much where we're going.
My name is Stephen Harris, and I'm the co-owner of Free Lunch Studios. My partner, Matt Ryan, who's talking to the crowd here at the Waterbury Brass City Comic Con. VW Spotlight for giving us a chance to show off our stuff. Basically, Free Lunch Studios is a publishing company as well as an art school and writing school for graphic novels and comics. We produce several different, you guys can see, but several different comics, starting with our flagship title. It's called Vigor, and This is written and drawn by Matt. And it's a story of Will Rising, and it's been going for about 10 years, and it's a romantic comedy about a kid in high school, and anytime he gets aroused, his whole body levels inside. So it's kind of crazy. It's not as creepy as it sounds. As the head writer here, pretty much, I work on 3 different titles. This is our anthology series called Only Whispers and Beyond the Kuiper Belt, which are Only Whispers is a horror anthology, and Beyond the Kuiper Belt is science fiction. And I write the stories for some of them, and Matt draws some of them, and we have artists working for us from all over the country. So that's the publishing side of Free Lunch Comics. The art studio, Free Lunch Studios in Granby, we run classes in cartooning and drawing in general, and as well as storytelling for comics, and that teaches all the art classes. I teach a couple of writing classes on graphic novels.
Speak up a bit.
Oh, sure.
It's just
it's pretty loud in here.
It's pretty loud, and it's a crappy mic.
Well, yeah, I teach writing classes for all ages on graphic novels, as well as writing for children, for children's books, and a comedy writing class, actually. And just another project that Matt and I collaborate on. This is something called Junk Food, which are single-panel newspaper strip type gags, which you can find online at one of the websites that we do. It's called PoliteCompanyMagazine.com, and that's got cartoons, essays, and all kinds of comedy stuff. So we do a lot. We're really, things are going really well, and we're happy to be at this con. And hopefully, if you guys want to find us, we're at freelunchcomics.com, and hopefully, if you're ever in the Granby area, stop on by.
So you do like multiple genres and age groups?
Some of our titles are all ages, and then some of them are, teen friendly, teen and older.
You're assuming Bigger is not for little kids?
No, Bigger is like you can liken it to something like American Pie. It's a teen sex comedy. Not hardcore or anything, but it's funny, and it's so for teens and adults definitely.
Hi, I'm Carl Herring Jr., the writer, publisher, and creator of The Enforcers, which is a 5-part miniseries I've been working on. It's
let me just rank amateur here. Okay.
Like I said, it's a 5-part miniseries I've been working on about a group of DEA agents.
Well, speak a little louder.
A 5-part miniseries I'm working on about a group of DEA agents who are fighting a drug cartel known as the Alliance. Pretty much the Alliance is trying to make New York City the drug capital of the world. So the enforcers are brought together to try to stop them. It's a group of, like I said, DEA agents who are facing their own personal problems. In the meantime, they're trying to come together to save New York City. I published out of West Haven, Connecticut, so I'm local here to Brass City. The book is actually targeted for mostly males 18 and up, because the style of artwork is kind of like a little bit of the old school stuff, like from the mid-70s to the mid-80s. The artist is actually Todd Smith, who's a gentleman who has worked with Marvel, DC, and quite a few other companies. As I said, it's a 5-part miniseries. This is actually part 1 in the series.
Hi, I'm Lonnie Danello. I'm an intern at Free Lunch Comics. I'm majoring in sequential art at Savannah College of Art and Design. Through Free Lunch this summer, I did some illustrations for a zombie anthology that's going to be coming out through Guildworks Productions, and I did a 24-hour comic called The Littlest Griffin. My target audience for my own work is generally teenage girls. My book that I'm doing over the course of the summer is a story about a girl who has a problem with bullies, and she meets a magical fairy creature who helps her see the truth behind why she's being bullied and look forward to her future and learn how to make some new friends.
Hi, I'm Jared Pillar. I'm 15. I've had a published comic book since I was 13. And I am mostly working on superhero comics. Like, I'm trying to get a genre down for each age group. I'm trying to get... There's a book called Myth Quest I'm doing where it's a bunch of... They make fun of celebrities and parodies and stuff. I'm going to try to target, like, preteens to teenagers with that book, sometimes adults. But with the book that got published, named Cyclone, it's for all ages. There's some humor, not much, but there is some, but it's mostly action. And it's about a superhero who got experimented on while he was a baby by his secret agent parents. It's kind of a wacky story, but... And then he gets struck by lightning, and it activates his superpower, and he gets to control the weather. Like, he can shoot a tornado out of his hand, and he can fly with a tornado, and he can like shoot lightning and ice out of his cyclone. And I wanted to work for Marvel and draw the Amazing Spider-Man for penciling. Since I was a little kid, actually, Spider-Man was probably my biggest inspiration to draw. Spider-Man and Venom. I've always drawn Venom. Like, that was my favorite thing to draw. Then it went into Kurt Cobain, then it went back to Venom. That's what I'm kind of working on right now. But the guys at Free Lunch, if you've already interviewed them, they're amazing. They helped me out so much. I took Matt's art class, and it really fine-tuned my skills. And I do not have a website or a link to a website, but I want, as soon as I can, I'm going to try to start something called Face Comic Books. We're going to make comic strips about like my characters, take really close-up photos of them, either scan them and put them on Facebook for all my friends to see. I'm going to try to get that started as like a new thing. I don't know what to call it. I would like it to become popular, most likely not, but it'd be nice. So I've got a lot of ideas, and I'd like to become the next pencil for Spider-Man. Yeah,
Alright, my name is Dave Mikens. I'm a comic book inker. Went for Marvel and DC for the past 12 years or so. Working on titles like JLA, most recently Conspiracy
I just speak up a bit louder. Sure. Next camera I'm going to have a microphone for, but this one... next camera I'm going to have a handheld microphone for, this one you got to like talk louder.
So that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Self-explanatory.
And if you don't know what any of those titles are, if you were able to hear them, if you don't know what they are, why are you watching my site?
My name is Stephen Feliciano. I'm a comic book artist. I've worked on many independent projects and such. My artwork has been featured in Chasing Amy. It's actually in the very first scene, the convention scene when you walk on the film that there. It's right after the scene where Mark Allred we're talking about,
it was a long time ago.
Which character has to get slang.
I think it was a Boston.
I've done comics for One Shot Press, Productions, Masterpiece Comics. I was a member of the illustration studio. Done backdrop for Bob Lewis on Suicide Squad. I have also done comics for Arcana. My current project is coming out this coming October, available right now for order on Amazon.com. It's Riverman. Riverman is basically a battle of good and evil guys trying to fight the good in the souls versus the evil that's trying to take over. It's a very interesting concept. Also, I have illustrated the Sonia Sotomayor biography for Blue Water and worked on Cool Craze. I've been in comics for about 15 years or so. And, really enjoy it, love doing it. I love meeting people, I love the kids, it's really fun to see the kids.
But you know, that's pretty much it. The Red 10, like I said, is a project that I'm doing, and I'm very excited about that. It's going to be actually debuting the Ashcan preview at the Comic-Con in Stanford on August 27th. And that's written by Tyler James and illustrated by myself, with inks by Jim Trent of the
Who would be the target audience for Ripper Man? Age-wise and genre?
I would probably say generally it would be between 13 and above. It's got some stuff in there, but it's not, too lot of it. It's basically zombies. It's pretty much but that's the target audience out there.
Okay. Overall, I think the host should be satisfied with the job they did. It was a nice little convention, and according to the people of Legend of Superheroes, they did a better job this year than last year, with more people attending and more vendors attending. I'd like to see a few more creators come in the third year, and maybe a panel or two. But overall, I think it was a nice little convention. Their next convention will be the Classic Con, taking place September 23rd to 25th at the Cocoa Keys Water Resort in Waterbury, Connecticut. I will attempt to attend at least one of those days. My next event will be the Comic-Con in Stamford, Connecticut, August 27th, and I hope to see you all there in attendance. Till then, Shadow Wingtronics, signing out.